above the noise, beyond the radar. Welcome to the battlefield of the skies. It was never meant to be the star of the show, yet it became the most feared silhouette in the skies. How did a single-engine lightweight fighter become the backbone of more than 25 air forces across the globe? Not stealthy, not invisible, but lethal. Always watching, always ready. What makes the F-16 Fighting Falcon, a 1970s design, still deadly in a world ruled by fifth-generation fighters? This is not just a jet. This is a war veteran, a survivor of generations, and it's not going anywhere. In the aftermath of Vietnam, the U.S. Air Force faced a bitter truth: speed and power were no longer enough. Dogfights weren't just fought with missiles and metal, they were won with agility, instinct, and superior vision. Out of that reckoning was born a machine so deceptively simple, it defied everything we thought we knew about air superiority. The F-16 Fighting Falcon wasn't built to dominate headlines. It wasn't designed to be flashy. In fact, many doubted it would last a decade. But nearly 50 years later, it's still flying, still fighting, and still rewriting the rules. Nicknamed the Viper by those who trust it with their lives, the F-16 became more than just a fighter jet. It became a symbol of survivability, adaptability, and raw, unrelenting lethality. From the deserts of the Middle East, to the icy air above Eastern Europe, to the front lines of modern proxy wars, the Falcon is always there. How does a jet this old remain relevant? Why are nations still buying it in an age of stealth? And what secrets lie beneath its skin that make it one of the most trusted, battle-proven fighters in the world? At first glance, the F-16 is a relic, a single-engine fighter conceived in the analog age. No stealth angles, no internal weapons bay. A design from a world that no longer exists. But that's the mistake most adversaries make. Because what the F-16 lacks in stealth, it makes up for in something far more lethal: adaptability. Its evolution didn't stop at the airframe. The F-16 is now a digital creature refitted with active electronically scanned array, ESA, radar, sensor fusion, and networked warfare capabilities once reserved only for fifth-gen platforms. The F-16's modular avionics architecture allowed it to leap forward with every generation. The Block 7072 variants, nicknamed the F-16V, are equipped with Northrop Grumman's APG-83 radar, giving the Viper eyes that can pierce storms, track dozens of targets, and guide precision strikes from hundreds of miles away. In the age of data, the Viper became a node, not just a fighter but a battlefield intelligence hub. Its new glass cockpit is a fusion of touchscreens, high-res displays, and advanced flight management systems. Combined with a helmet-mounted cueing system, the pilot no longer fights with eyes, but with thought and reflex. And while the jet's shape hasn't changed, its electronic warfare suite has. The Falcon now jams, decoys, and evades like a ghost, digital stealth in a kinetic world. In a fight, it doesn't need to disappear. It needs to strike first. And with its upgraded tech stack, it usually does. In the chaos of modern aerial combat, survival comes down to seconds. The F-16 wasn't just built to survive. It was built to dominate. From the ground up, the Viper was designed around one principle: energy maneuverability. It doesn't just turn, it bleeds into the sky. Its fly-by-wire system gives pilots control once thought impossible, allowing split-second maneuvers at 9 GS, and staying there. In close-quarters combat, it's a knife fighter, agile, twitch-responsive, and lethal. But the battlefield evolved. Dogfights gave way to beyond visual range engagements, and the Viper evolved with it. Modern F-16s can now see, track, and engage enemy aircraft from over 100 kilometers away thanks to ESA radar, Link 16 data link, and sensor fusion with allied platforms. It doesn't have to see its target, it just has to know it's there. Armed with AIM-120 AMRAAMs for BVR kills and AIM-9X Sidewinders for close combat, the F-16 is a hunter that kills before it's ever seen. On the ground, the Viper is a scalpel. It carries precision-guided bombs, air-to-ground missiles, anti-radiation weapons, and laser-guided munitions, all tied to advanced targeting pods like Sniper XR. One pass, one kill. Its Pratt & Whitney F-100 or General Electric F-110 engine gives it over 29,000 pounds of thrust, more than enough to punch through the sky at Mach 2. It doesn't have thrust vectoring. It doesn't need it. Because the entire airframe moves with such precision, it's almost unnatural. And then there's the cannon. In the age of lasers and drones, the F-16 still carries a 20mm M61 Vulcan rotary cannon, a brutal reminder that some kills are personal, fast, lethal, unpredictable. In air-to-air or air-to-ground, the F-16 is not just a fighter. It is a predator forged by war, sharpened by time, and never out of reach. War isn't fought in one place, and neither is the F-16. In a world where conflict shifts faster than policy, the true power of a fighter jet isn't just how it fights. It's where, when, and how often it can. The F-16 Fighting Falcon is the definition of operational flexibility. It can deploy from forward bases, austere airfields, or allied installations, and be airborne again within hours. With a wingspan just over 30 feet and a rugged tricycle landing gear, it can launch from short runways and return under fire. Its range? Over 2,600 miles with external fuel tanks and air-to-air refueling. Its payload? Up to 17,000 pounds of mixed ordnance, smart bombs, anti-ship missiles, precision standoff weapons spread across 11 hardpoints. One moment it's suppressing enemy air defenses with HARM missiles. The next it's in a close air support role protecting troops on the ground. Then, it's back in the sky on a BVR intercept. 3 missions. 1 jet. No compromise. Interoperability? The F-16 is a coalition cornerstone. From NATO to Pacific allies, it shares comms, data links, and doctrine across more than 25 air forces, flying in concert with everything from American F-35s to European Typhoons. But what truly sets it apart is its sustainability. Cheap to maintain, easy to train, battle-tested parts, global supply chains, and a proven support ecosystem. It doesn't require bleeding-edge infrastructure, just a crew that knows how to keep it moving. It's not the jet that sits in a hangar waiting for the perfect fight. It's the one already in the air when the others are still booting systems. Reliable, deployable, lethal. In every sense of the word, the F-16 is an operator's dream and a commander's weapon of choice. War is not theoretical. It doesn't happen on drawing boards or inside wind tunnels. War happens in the dust, in the dark. And when it does, the F-16 is already there. From Desert Storm to Kosovo, from Afghanistan to Syria, from Gaza to the Indo-Pacific, the Viper has seen more combat than most jets in history. Over 400,000 combat sorties, millions of flight hours, and still counting. In 1991, during the first Gulf War, waves of F-16s launched precision strikes deep into Iraq, neutralizing airfields, command centers, and armored columns in the largest air campaign since World War II. In the skies over the Balkans, F-16s patrolled NATO's edge and enforced no-fly zones with uncompromising resolve. They were the ones who shot first and never missed. In 2003, during the invasion of Iraq, F-16s carried the burden of day and night strike missions, sometimes flying 5 sorties in a single 24-hour window. Urban targets, convoy cover, infrastructure suppression, all without a margin for error. And when the enemy got too close, the Viper showed its fangs. In 1981, Israeli F-16s flew over 600 miles undetected to bomb Iraq's Osirak nuclear reactor, a surgical strike that shocked the world and changed the rules of preemptive warfare forever. But it's not just about missions. It's about the people who fly it. To be a Viper pilot is to sit inches from death at Mach 2. There is no co-pilot, just a single seat, a single engine, and a cockpit designed for war. When you're in the seat, you don't think about anything but angles, closure, tone. You become the jet. The jet becomes you. F-16 pilots don't fly missions. They live inside them, pulling 9GS, rolling into the sun, threading missiles through smoke trails while their heart rate barely changes. It's not just flying. It's combat ballet. A dance where one mistake means you're last. The F-16 wasn't built to be beautiful. It was built to be relentless. And in war, relentless wins. Some machines fade with time. Others become time. The F-16 Fighting Falcon wasn't supposed to last this long. Born in the 1970s. Forged in Cold War paranoia. Deployed in battles no one ever expected it to survive. Yet today, half a century later, it's still flying, still feared, still being ordered off the production line. This isn't nostalgia. It's strategic logic. Because where most 4th-gen fighters aged into retirement, the F-16 evolved quietly, ruthlessly. Its Block 70-72 Viper variants are now some of the most advanced multi-role fighters flying. And nations are lining up to buy them. For many air forces, the Falcon is the perfect middleweight. Modern enough to fight. Reliable enough to trust. Affordable enough to deploy at scale. And with open architecture avionics, AI-assisted threat detection, infrared search and track, and even loyal wingman drone integration under development, the Viper is crossing into digital territory once reserved for 5th-gen jets. It won't replace the F-35. It doesn't have to. Because when the stealth fleets are grounded for maintenance, when the satellites go dark, when wars break out in places without clean runways or pristine logistics, the Falcon flies. Every time. Its legacy is not in its speed, not even its kills. Its legacy is in its presence. Every war, every theater, every generation. It was never supposed to be a legend. It became one anyway. And its story isn't over yet. It began as a prototype, a lightweight experiment, a jet built not to win the spotlight, but to survive the war. And in doing so, the F-16 became something no one expected. A cornerstone of air power, a symbol of endurance, a living legend, still lethal, still flying. In the age of satellites, drones, and stealth, the Falcon remains a human machine, where the edge comes not just from technology, but from the pilot inside. Its future? Uncertain only in name. Because as long as there is conflict, as long as there is sky, the Falcon will fly. If this history gripped you, if the sound of afterburners and legacy still echo in your mind, hit subscribe. More histories like this, of the machines, missions, and men who shape history, are coming. Like, share. Drop your thoughts in the comments. And remember, every aircraft has a story. Some never stop writing it,